Clarity Nation, what's going on, people? So, before I get into demonstrating the flow of the month, because guess what? It's Thursday, so class is tomorrow. Hit me up if you want to get on there. As you can see, it takes a lot of practice, right? Even for a coach, even for somebody like myself who has the skills. And I've been doing this for over a year now. It still takes time. It's still very technical. It's easy to miss and forget stuff. It's easy to mix up how to move our body, right? Especially if we're not used to chaining certain movement patterns together in a flow. It can be very tricky. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is routine, right? Find a routine that works for us that we can maintain and sustain our body types or what we want. Like, here's where this brought up. Here's what I was thinking about today. Last summer, last year, for those of you who have been following me for some time, you know I was out and I was active like all the time. Like my hourly movement, I was doing squat drills. I would take my clubs outside. I would do some exercises with them or my mace, my hydrocore, sandbag. Like every hour, every 60 to 90 minutes, I was outside doing some sort of squat drills, right, to get my hourly movement in on top of my daily workout. Now that's a little bit excessive, I know, but I also put on over 10 pounds during the course of the summer, right? I was headed into fall and winter pretty close to 140 pounds. I had an appetite. I felt like I was eating all the damn time. I was pretty toned. I was getting bigger. I was looking pretty athletic. I'm still toned and athletic. But here's the thing. Come November, at 143 pounds. Over the course of winter, I ended up dropping down to 115, 120 because of consistency, because of routines. Right? It's a blessing and a curse. I'm not the type of person where I easily gain muscle. I don't put on weight very easy. Like, I think about food and I lose weight, right? I used to hate food and hate eating until I learned how to cook for myself when I was a teenager and realized that the only reason I didn't like food is because I didn't like how food was being cooked for me. I didn't like the food that was given to me, that was provided. So I didn't have an appetite. I couldn't eat, right? And that's the power of routine. Routine is a double-edged sword. I was consistent all summer with the weight, and I was making progress towards my personal goals. I was toning, I was building muscle, I was getting bigger. And then come winter, I could not maintain those routines because, I don't know, in Canada here, it gets pretty damn cold. I think you'd have to be a psychopath to go outside in minus 40 to start throwing some weights around, right? That's just not gonna happen, at least not for me. I know there's some of you that really like to hit the ski slopes and do stuff in the winter. I hibernate. And that lack of activity, I lost all my progress over the course of the winter. Am I mad about it? Not really. I learned a lesson, right? It's a lesson for me. It's a lesson about consistency. The routines are great. I know I can maintain it, but it's not realistic to maintain those routines. So as you're going about your life, as you're going about your world, don't get caught up in the routines that you could do now. Build routines that you could do now, but you could also do year-round, season-round, no matter where you are. That's where the consistency, that's where the results are going to come from. They're going to stick, and they're going to stay, right? If you make the mistakes that I did, and you get into routines that you can't maintain year-round, a lot of that progress that you built over the course of however many months, you could potentially lose it depending on your body and your metabolism, right? In the winter, I get less hungry, I get less active, I do not like the cold. Trust me, I'm probably going to move down south one day, maybe to Texas or Florida or something, where I don't have to deal with the snow and the cold anymore. There's a lot of stuff that can be done, But yeah, finding routines is key, and the routines you need to be able to stick to them no matter what at the end of the day. Because if you can't stick to them, they do you no good. So with that being said, I'm going to get into the flow of the month that we're building in class. And then I got my handy dandy 25-pound club. That's like 20% of my body weight that I got to do the Audit 6 challenge with. So here we go. As you can tell from my videos over the last couple of weeks, I'm a lot more fluent and composed with this flow. Like even for an instructor, this can be challenging to learn new flows and learn new things. Often we get stuck in patterns and habits and routines, right? We get used to doing things a certain way, and that's how we do them. And we got to give ourselves pattern interrupts. Like I like learning from other instructors. This flow I picked up from another instructor. I never would have thought of doing the front step through to an under switch. I never would have thought of doing a scorpion reach to a side kick through like I just did, right? Those movement patterns are new to me. So it's taken me some time to figure them out. That was horrible. Oh, that feels nice. And that's that. So guys, get consistent. Consistent is key. You don't always have to do 20, 30, 45, 60-minute workouts. Some of you have lifestyles where that's just not possible. You don't have that time. You have too many commitments. You're overstretched as it is. Moving every 60 minutes, that'll do you just as much good, right? Every hour, pick up some weight, do some reps, do some squat drills, do some bicep curls, do some overhead presses, do some push-ups, squats, burpees, whatever. You don't have to do it all at once for a spot drill, but spread it out, right? First spot drill, do some push-ups. Next spot drill, do some squats. Next spot drill, do some burpees. Next spot drill, do some pull-ups, like that kind of thing. Consistency is what sets those apart who get results from those who don't. If you're not going to stay consistent, you're not going to get the results, and you're not going to keep the results. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Consistency is key.